And hi, this video is titled, Where Are the Examples? And right now we are all experiencing some changes and experiencing some different things. However, my constant question is, where are the examples? Where are the leaders? They're supposed to lead by example, yet we don't have these examples. It is as if these adults are acting like children. They are not being instructive or directive. They're not being covering or protective. It's like they are constantly telling their children, figure it out, or I don't know what you're going to do because I got to do this. We're seeing them turn a deaf ear and blind eye to things. We're not seeing the adults, our leaders, our elders, being in the forefront, talking and having conversations. We're not seeing them actually exhibit the behavior that a lot of us are still trying to figure out. Because when we ask how, they're like, well, you should know, and blah, 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 blah. Truth is, they don't know. They don't know, they don't understand. And instead of accepting it and saying, I don't know, we'll figure it out together, well, let's work this out, or let me point you in the right direction to someone who can assist you, they're leaving us out to dry. Some of them are even throwing us under the bus and making it seem like we are just so rebellious and so hard-headed and we don't listen. It's not that we don't listen. We're just tired of hearing the same old recycled information, the regurgitated information, the things that they don't know and have not experienced, but they don't want to let us go and go find it out or point us in the right direction. Use their discernment and their wisdom on the right relationships to make, to have. Where are the mothers? The mothers are missing. We have a lot of these young girls not knowing how to be mothers, but they keep popping out kids, thinking that if I give him a baby, he'll stay, or I give him a baby, I'll get a bag. We have these men. They don't know what it means to be a father. They've never seen that example. So how can our community, how can the world keep moving forward without the example, without the leaders, without the leadership? Because we're basically just following what we see because the example is either subpar or not existent. So a lot of us do have to figure it out. And then we do figure it out. And we're saying, well, I'm going to do this. The first thing that we're told, no, don't do that. That's stupid. And it's like, well, when I asked you for your help, you didn't want to help me. When I asked you for your help, you didn't give me any assistance. When I asked you for your help, you just made me just as confused as I was before we had a conversation. So where are the examples? And then the examples that we do have, they are thrown under the bus, or they're told that they're unrealistic and we can't do this, we can't do that. So how can those who want to help know that they are helpful, loved, and appreciated if you want to tell them that that ain't how the world works, it was just for you? Or we want to come up with all of these excuses. So where are the examples? We're seeing our Black people, our Black children, our next generation having to go to YouTube to learn some things. Like your child shouldn't be going to YouTube to find out how to tie their shoes when you're there. That shouldn't be happening. Your child shouldn't be going to YouTube on, should I put on deodorant, or how do I put on deodorant, or my kid said that I'm musty, what's musty? And then the parents want to say, well, you should know what musty is, you stink, yada yada, but did you teach them? We're looking at our leaders who have money. All they're doing is showing us how to run after those who have the money and run after those who we think have opened the door for us. But we're not willing to go and open up the doors for them. Like, we have all of these people who have money, but their communities are still ran down. But they sure want to go out and say, oh, I'm from here and here and here and here. Our communities are struggling while they're going to help other communities. I get philanthropy. I get going to other countries. But your Jerusalem needs you. And how can they trust you if they see you with someone who does us wrong? So where are our examples? I'm seeing a lot of these young girls trying to figure it out. And instead of getting some help or someone taking them by the hand, They're getting dragged and thrown under the bus. Instead of the young men having a man that's going to show them how to be a real man, he's telling them, you ain't got to worry about that. That's her job. That's her problem, that child. You don't even have to be there. Just throw her some money. She's one of those money-hungry women. Because that's what our young women believe, that we have to have a kid to have a bag, and now that kid is left without an adult. So where are the leaders? Where is the example? Where is the example on how to sit, how to stand, how to wear your hair, how not to be too revealing? And for the ladies, how do we go from UNITY, who you calling a bitch, to where now we're calling each other a bitch, either out of showing love or being disrespectful and trying to downplay our daughters? Like, as a young woman, how do I feel if I'm going to this young man over here and the minute I say no, he calling me a bitch? But then when I go over there to my homegirl, she calling me a bitch, and it's not an affectionate term. You're basically calling me a pregnant female dog. And you wonder why the men are treating us that way. So that's my question. Where are the examples? And why aren't they stepping up and saying, we need to do something about this? Because we're seeing all of these celebrities being revealing and overly sexualized. So what happens if these young kids start doing the same thing and saying, oops, I didn't mean to leak the video. Or oops, I got to measure myself. Or oops, I'm about to show myself. Because that's the only leader that they see. That's the only example. Where are the leaders? And where's the example that we need as a community? Because if we don't have it, we're in trouble.